In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do if you cannot seem to grow your handmade or woodworking business. Let's dive in. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. In this episode, I want to talk to you about what to do if you can't seem to grow your business. And so I know a lot of you guys out there that are watching this, listening to this, this is a really relevant episode to you. You're trying to grow your business, you're trying to get some traction, and you just can't seem to get traction no matter what you do. Okay, so I want to walk you through several troubleshooting tips to help you identify what the big problem is and why you can't seem to grow, because it doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing, we all encounter these things, whether you're just trying to get off the ground or you're trying to get past $10,000 a month, or you're trying to get past $50,000 or $100,000 a month. It doesn't really matter where you're at. There is a problem that's hindering you from continuing to grow. We've talked about this in previous episodes, really the thing that's constricting your business, right? And so I want to just start working through this checklist with you about why you can't seem to grow your business. Here's number one. Is the product something that people want to buy? You can make just about anything and somebody somewhere is going to want to buy it. But to grow a business to where you're doing a substantial amount of volume and you're actually producing lots of products and you're getting somewhere, you need to be producing a product that's relatively interesting to the entire marketplace. For example, like if you make skulls out of metal, how many people, if I had 1 million people, how many people of those 1 million people are looking for a metal skull? Not very many. Like, you might sell a small handful, you might sell 5 or 10 of them, but it's so hard to get traction in a super specific type of business. You have to produce products that you can target a larger demographic of people that they're interested in. The second thing I would say with this is so many people make art, and art doesn't offer utility to people. So this is one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you. When it comes to things like art and music, it's very subjective based on, do I think it's good or do I not think it's good? Well, if you look at the people that have succeeded and the ones that have not, there is just this giant chasm between you are poor and you are struggling and the ones that are just killing the game. You know, I know a lot of you guys make wall art, and some of it is absolutely beautiful. But the problem with art is that it doesn't offer utility. There's no practical application. A woman that wants a piece of art that's $1,000, trying to convince her husband to spend $1,000 on a piece of art that's going to hang on the wall, that sounds ludicrous to 95% of the population. But a dining table that is going to be the dining table that we're going to have for the next 20 years, that is made from solid hardwoods, that offers utility to people. They can actually see themselves using it. They can justify your price in their mind when they start thinking about purchasing a product like that. So number one, is the product something that people want to buy, and does it offer utility to people? So if you're making stuff that just is beautiful stuff, but it doesn't serve a practical purpose, and when I say this, I'm going to challenge you because, well, it makes me feel good is not a practical purpose, okay? You want whatever you sell to make the customer feel good. You want them to love it, but that can't be the only thing that it does. It can't just make my home beautiful. No, it needs to have practical utility and purpose intertwined in it, because that's how you offer that service or product to mass market and start getting buyers, okay? So number two is you got to get really clear on your ideal avatar. So what is your ideal avatar? Anybody that's ever played video games and played like any sports games where you can like make a player, you know, you make them with giant muscles and super fast and super strong. We have to do that same thing when we're building in our mind who buys our product. So our ideal avatar is based on who is actually interested in this product. And if you're not super clear on this, then you're going to really struggle. So we start with the product. We make sure that we have a product that's mass market that has utility. Number two is we got to get really clear on our ideal avatar. I sell modern and farmhouse style tables. The people that are making the decisions to buy our furniture are women between the ages of 30 and 55 in general. Now, are there 25-year-old women? Yes. Are there 30-year-old men? Yes. Are there 69-year-old women? Yes. But for the most part, 90% of the time, it's women between the ages of 30 and 55. What do they love? What demographics do they fall in? Most of them are married. Most of them have children. Most of them have some type of faith that's really valuable to them. And most of them follow Joanna Gaines and Chip Gaines. And they care about family, right? So I have a really strong understanding of my ideal avatar. So what that means is that when I put my products out in front of them, I know what they value and I know what they want. So that allows me to, when I'm writing messages or writing ads or whatever that might be, I know how to present these products in a way that resonates with the customer, right? So I've got a customer that's mass market, that has utility. I'm serving that product to a customer that wants it, that's interested in it, okay? Number 3, what you should do if you can't seem to grow your business. So if you're not clear on number 1 and number 2, if your product doesn't offer utility and it's art, I'm not saying that you can't grow a business doing that, but you have to get to where you know who buys it and they buy it often or consistently. So number 1, is the product something that people want? Does it offer utility? Number 2, I know exactly who to offer it to. Then number 3 is you do more of it. And so this one is absolutely silly in my opinion, because most people, they post on Facebook once a week, they talk about it once a month, they don't push, they don't promote, they don't try to go anywhere. And I'll be very honest, this was a giant mental block for me when I first started. I don't want to be the annoying guy that's always talking about his business. I don't want to be the one that's constantly doing this or constantly doing that. You don't have to do it from your personal page, but you got to do it from your business page. If you really want to grow, do it from both. No matter what you do, people aren't going to like it. If you don't do anything, people aren't going to like it. If you push too hard, people aren't going to like it. If you're just in the middle, people aren't going to like it, right? So if your goal is to grow your business, if your goal is to sell more, if your goal is to scale, then you got to do more of what works. Like if you're posting once a week, you need to start posting 3 times a week. If you're posting 3 times a week and not seeing results, you need to start posting every day. If you're posting every day and not seeing results, you need to start posting twice a day. And you got to detach the actions from the goal. So we set the goal, this is what I want, but then I'm going to do the actions regardless of if I get there next week or if I get there next year. This podcast episode, this video that's going on YouTube, right now I've got 417 subscribers on YouTube. I have the goal of having thousands of subscribers, and it's not happening like that, but I'm going to keep chopping wood. I'm going to keep moving in the right direction. And so you've got to do more of whatever you find that works. And if you don't have anything that works, you can't get any traction, it's probably because the product is something that doesn't offer utility and that people don't want, not a large portion of people want, and then you're trying to promote it and sell it to the wrong people. You've got to do more of what gets you out in front of people. Most people have great products, honestly. Most of you guys have a pretty good eye, have good products, and you're just not doing enough. You're not getting in front of enough people. You're not promoting it enough. You're not scaling it enough. Okay, number 4, this is really practical as well. Go find what is working for the businesses that you aspire to be like and do that. Whatever space you're in, you probably have somebody that you're looking up to. You probably have somebody that you're like, those guys inspire me. They challenge me to be better. I want my business to look like theirs in the next 3 years or the next 5 years. Well, go figure out what they do. Study them. We call this funnel hacking, right? So it's like we jump into how they sell, what they promote, how they take pictures, how they take video, how they ask for reviews, how they handle customers. And we want to model what we're doing after them. There's a really great book called Still Like an Artist. Everything that you can imagine has already been done. Just about everything, right? And so what we're doing is we're just doing a different rendition of something that's already been done inside of our lives, inside of our businesses. So we want to find those that are doing it really well and figure out how can I duplicate their results inside of my business, right? So this is something that I'm always doing. I'm always looking at other companies. I'm always looking at the ones that are doing $100,000 a month consistently, those that are doing $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month consistently, and what do they do and how do they do it, right? Now, some of the stuff that they're doing is so far away from anything that I can do right now. You know, they've got, like, for me, for example, one of the companies that I really follow and really admire is they have 15 marketing channels. They're on Pinterest. They're on Etsy. They're on Google search. They're on Google shopping. They have banner ads. They got Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads. They're everywhere, right? Well, I can't do that right now. But what I can do is I can say, this is where they are and this is what they're doing. I'm going to take the first step in that direction, right? And so you go find what's working for businesses that you aspire to be like and do more of that, okay? And then the last thing I've got for you today, if you can't seem to grow your business, is to exhaust all of your free options. So exhaust all your free options. What can you do that doesn't cost you anything, okay? Now, it's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy. But right now, when you're really small, you have time and energy. You just don't have any money, right? So you want to post on your page all the time. You want to post Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You want to get out there and start finding what's working. So many people never get where they want to go because they have paralysis by analysis. What they do is they just sit and think, I wonder if this will work. I wonder if this will work. I wonder if this will work. I don't know. Am I going to look dumb? Am I going to look stupid? Throw it out there and see if it works, right? If it doesn't work, who cares? Nobody saw that it didn't work because nobody interacted with it, right? So this is one of the greatest things that hold people up. It's like, if you have a goal and have a dream and have something that you're aspiring toward, throw that piece of spaghetti against the wall and see if it sticks. Like, I've said this before, but most people would rather have a dream. They would rather keep their dream and never actually do anything than trade that in for a reality that could fail. And so, but if you ever actually want to get where you want to go in life, you got to just go for it, man. You got to try it. You got to, and what's beautiful is there's things that you can do that don't cost you anything. So you need to post to your page all the time. Post. Share in local Facebook groups. Share in other Facebook groups that might be relevant to your product. Go find them. Send messages. Hit people up. Ask, hey, what would you do if you were me? Get a mentor. Start figuring out the game. And so, second thing you can do is you can do a giveaway for your product for liking the page, sharing the page, and following the page, right? This is a super practical way. This is how I got my page above 1,000 likes on Facebook like that. Is I built a product that was that people wanted, and that took me some time and some energy and a little bit of money, but I did a giveaway and I increased my email list. I increased my page followers by 1,000 people with one giveaway, right? And so now you went from I don't have anybody to share my stuff with to now I've got 1,000 people because I was willing to give away this, something that I would sell for $500. I've got $150 of material and time in it, right? And so I gave that away, right? And it can be a coffee table or an end table, or it can be a dining table. And so, but it's got to be something worthwhile that people would want. Don't skimp here. If you're like, hey, I'm giving away this wooden spoon, like my page. People don't care about a wooden spoon. So give something away that's that people are like would be interested in actually winning, that they'd be excited to win. They'd be fired up to win, right? Like I already mentioned this, post in all your local Facebook groups. And then the last thing, that this is something that I've actually never done, but I've seen lots of people do and be very successful with, is get your products into consignment shops. There's so many consignment stores probably within an hour of wherever you live that you could call, say, hey, I make handmade furniture, decor, art, whatever it might be, and I would love to possibly add some value to your store. Do you do any consignment deals to where I can bring it in, put it in your shop, and then if it sells, you get a percentage of it and I get a percentage of it, right? Get your stuff in front of more eyeballs. Most of the time, people are failing in this business because what they make does not resonate with mass market, does not resonate with lots of people. The product just isn't high quality. So like maybe what you're building, the idea and the concept of it is really great, but you're using really bad materials, you're using really bad finishes, and it just doesn't look as good compared to the guy down the road, right? Number 3, you haven't created a brand that's recognizable, that is worth looking at, that looks professional, that looks good. Your logo looks like it was something that was made back in 1995. You've got to make sure that every component of your business is professional, looks good. But then most of the time, if you've done that, and if you have a product that works, most people are failing because they're not getting in front of enough people, period. You need to do more of what works. You need to get in front of more people. And part of this, what this leads into is a paid advertising strategy that I'm paying money to get my stuff in front of eyeballs that are going to buy. This month, right now, for example, this is September. I'm recording this on September 23rd. This month, we have done over $70,000 in sales on like $3,000 in ad spend this month. Okay, now this is one of our better months out of the year, but we're getting in front of people. We're running ads. We have a strategy. And if you need help with that, if you are to the point where you're like, I know that I have a product that's mass market that people like. Everyone that I show this to, they really like it. I've had people buy it. I've had multiple people buy it. I know who that person is, and I know who I need to be in front of, but I don't know how to get it out in front of them. Then I want you to go and I want you to apply for the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. Why? Because that's what we do. Is we find people that have products that sell, that work, that they know who to get in front of. They just don't know how to do it. And we take our digital marketing expertise and we do that for you. And then we actually help coach you on the fulfillment side. Once we start growing, you're not going to know what to do with $20,000 a month in orders. We're going to teach you how to scale your business on the back end to fulfill all those orders that you're now getting. And so if that's you, check that out. Make sure that you go apply for the program. We're looking to actually ramp that up really hard through the end of the year because Black Friday is coming up. And so if that's you, man, it doesn't cost you anything to apply. Go check it out. Go watch the video on it. And I would love to help you. I would love for you to be a part of that program. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you're not where you want to be in your business, this is the single greatest way to dissect what's working and what's not working. Some of this stuff might be working and then some of it might not. And so you've got to pinpoint and identify what's not working and why. That way you can start making adjustments to get where you want to go. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for your love and your support. If you're watching this on YouTube and this was valuable to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is what we do. We are the business side of woodworking, custom furniture, handmade businesses. This is what we do. This is how we help. If you are watching on YouTube, go check out the podcast. This is episode number 91 or 92 of 92 episodes. So there is a ton of valuable stuff on the podcast. And leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from as well, and if this has been valuable to you. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.